everybody. Welcome to 217 Tales. I'm John Spalding, and we are joined today by one of our, I don't want to say old friends, I want to say good friend, Angela Cummings. Hi,
Yeah, I
Angela.
appreciate that. Thank you so much. Nice to be here.
She's the executive director for the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, Illinois chapter. Welcome back.
Thanks. Thanks so much for having me.
September. I guess I forgot or just didn't realize that is Suicide Prevention Month, correct?
Yep, you're absolutely right. It's Suicide Prevention Month, which grew out of Suicide Prevention Week, which is the week that surrounds World Suicide Prevention Day, which is always September 10th. So,
And we have a big walk coming up, and we'll get to that in just a little bit. Let's start off with the basics, though. Somebody watching either is going through or knows someone going through some of these things, and I guarantee you that people watching are just like that because the statistics, as you well know, bear this out.
Yeah, absolutely. So we know that 1 in 4 people will experience a mental health challenge at some point in their life. And it could be something chronic that they've had, their whole life that's a treatable condition where they can take medication and manage it, or it could just be like a very quick thing that's very situational, right? Where they're just really struggling with a particular situation or event that has happened in life. But regardless, a lot of these people will share the same symptoms, and you could recognize these in yourself, or you could recognize them in a coworker or a friend, or really just someone that you go to the gym with. I mean, we all can have a role to play, which is what kind of makes it so hopeful, suicide prevention, basically. Yeah.
What should we start raising red flags over? Because you and I both know that people go through a little of this. That's normal, right?
Sure. Yeah, mental health exists on a spectrum, and that can, be day to day or even hour to hour. Sometimes you're feeling great, and sometimes you're feeling terrible. It's when people tend to be feeling really terrible for a really long time, and their symptoms manifest in 3 basic ways: talk, behavior, and mood. And those are basically what they sound like. They're going to talk about feeling terrible. They're going to talk about feeling like they're a burden, like they wish they weren't here anymore. Behavior, they're going to be behaving really erratically. For example, they may be doing things that are very risky. They may start giving away possessions. They may be sleeping a lot or not sleeping at all. So just changes in behavior that just seem really atypical and go on for a long time. And then, of course, mood. I mean, like you said, we all have our moods. We have bad moods or we have good moods. And again, those are on a spectrum, day to day, hour to hour. But again, when a person really seems in a real bad mood and it's persisting for a really long time and they're just not getting out of it, it's probably time to step in and just, ask some questions, let people know you're there for them, and just take that first step and check in, make sure they're doing okay.
If someone is concerned about themselves or someone else,
Yep.
what are one of the first steps that we should take?
Well, the very first thing I would say as an individual is just go ahead and ask the question. Are you okay? I've noticed things seem different with you. I've noticed you seemed a little off. You can just name the behavior that you've seen, right? Let them know that you're paying attention. I'm worried about you. Is there something I can do? Would you like to talk? If you're worried about yourself, of course, I would just pick up the phone and call 988. And you can always pick up the phone and call 988 if you're concerned about somebody else too. And just, you can ask those people on the other end of the line, do you think this rises to the level of really being concerned? What do you think my next step should be? So again, starting the conversation, hopefully you'll feel comfortable. It's awkward. We have like a whole program called Seize the Awkward because, hey, it is awkward. But then we have some conversation starters so people can kind of know how to approach the subject. But if at the very least you just can pick up the phone and call 988, that's a trained professional. They're going to kind of listen to your story, whether it's about you, your loved one, a coworker. They're going to kind of be able to gauge the level of severity. And then they're going to be able to guide you. Like, what do you think the next steps are? Can you just have a caring conversation? Should you stay with this person and make sure that they're safe? Do you know if this person has anything in the house that could be a danger to them? Can you go to their home and help maybe take it from them, hold it for them, help them to lock up their medications. If they have a firearm, offer to keep it for them. Things like that can really just keep a person safe in the very short term. But again, 988 is the key here. They are the professionals. They will be able to help you.
We're visiting with Angela Cummings, Executive Director for the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, the Illinois chapter. Now, coming up on September 21st, we're having the annual Springfield Out of the Darkness Walk. Let's tell everybody about it.
Yeah, so the Out of the Darkness walks are great. They're just a way for people to come together to really bring awareness to this cause and, of course, raise some funds, which help us to do all the programming that we do throughout Illinois and all the resources that we provide completely for free. So these walks are really critical to that. So, yeah, you never get charged a speaker fee or for any resources from AFSP. And that's thanks to these Out of the Darkness walkers. And the people who come to this walk, a lot of them are people who have lost loved ones to suicide, a friend or a family member or a coworker, but many of them are people who have had their own struggles. They've been through their own journey. They live with someone maybe who has struggled with mental health, or it could just be mental health professionals, teachers, clergy. We get people who just have seen people go through the struggle. They know that there is hope and they just want to come together as a community, let people know it's okay. We're all here for each other. There are a lot of hugs, a lot of smiles. There are some tears. There are some nice activities. And most importantly, you're really helping to get the resources and education out across Illinois, which is a good feeling.
And how do folks, number one, get more information, and number two, get signed up?
Yeah, absolutely. Another great thing about these walks is we don't charge a registration fee. We're hoping that people can fundraise to the best of their ability, but we don't want price to ever be a prohibitive factor for people coming to these. You may just need to go there to be around people, to get some resources and get some hugs, and that's okay. You can show up the day of and register on site, or you can go to afsp.org/Springfield IL. So it's afsp.org with the / then Springfield IL, and there's a register and donate button there. And again, no fee to register, so you can just get pre-registered. That way you get all the communications, any updates about weather or anything like that. But you can just show up on site too.
So whether you're a single or a member of a big group or a civic group or something like that, or your social area, you can
Absolutely.
get signed up either way, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
That is also probably the same address, I'm guessing, if folks would like more information about suicide prevention, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Just go to afsp.org. You can just leave it as simple as that. And there are just so many tabs, so many resources, loss survivor resources, prevention education programs you can bring to your school or community. Just a plethora of information on that afsp.org site.
Always, I don't want to say fun, very informative visiting with Angela Cummings, Executive Director, American Foundation for Suicide Prevention here in Illinois. And like I said earlier, if it's not you, somebody you know is dealing with something along these lines. So folks need to take it seriously and check this out.
Absolutely. And there are steps we can all take. That's what makes it so hopeful. So thanks for talking with me.
Thank you, Angela.